Hello class, SRA 375 professor. I think this is like my 100th take now, maybe for my instructional sports video. I don't know if I'm really cut out for the infomercial part, but I'm gonna give it a shot. So today I'm gonna be doing my project on the proper stance and just some drills for hitting a baseball. And some of those, it can go into a lot more detail. I'm gonna stick to just kind of the basics of it and kind of go into, because hitting is something that's kind of like learning. You can just you learn something new every day, and you can continuously learn it. That's why some of the guys in the big leagues, they continuously practice, and it's like everything. You just got to constantly practice for it. So I'm gonna go through just some of the things of just like the stance and load and stride and kind of some of the drills that you can do without a bucket of balls or a huge cage to work with. This stuff that you can do in the mirror. And so I think to start, I would just go through and just tell you that you just have to work on getting your stance first. And I know I don't have the best angle, but you want to get your feet shoulder width apart and kind of just where your preference is on where the bat kind of lies. I know if you watch just anybody, everybody's got a different starting point. I mean, you think of guys like Kevin Youkilis, who used to play for the Boston Red Sox, who had his hands like way up here, and every kid used to mimic that because they thought it was so funny and different. But you kind of it's kind of personal preference on where you want to put the bat and have it. And I'm a guy that likes a little bit more of a little motion with mine, as most people do, just so you can get a little rhythm and it's not real stiff. But we're kind of going to go through some of that. So you want to get shoulder width apart, and you kind of just want to get comfortable, and you kind of just want to have a little bit of rhythm. Make sure your knuckles are lined up. Kind of do that, and your first move would be that your load is straight back. Your load is your hands. You're taking the bat back and getting it more into an attack. This is what some people call, I've had a coach call it, as an attack position. Kind of right here is kind of a trigger. That way, when you step, that bat comes straight through here with this hand and drive the barrel through the ball and then straight out. And then you want to take this back leg and you want to turn it so that you want to keep your body here. You want to stay on the baseball as long as possible when you hit it. You want to hit it. People always described it as you want to hit the ball and the ball right after the first ball. So you want to constantly try to have the ball on the bat for as long as possible. And I know it's kind of difficult and to go anywhere these days. So with everything that's going on in the world. So these are just some of the stuff that you can do in your mirror and just watching yourself doing it to where it becomes muscle memory, so that even at a young age, it just becomes muscle memory. You know exactly what to do, and you guys are hitting balls off the wall in your select or rec ball tournaments, which everyone wants to do. Everyone wants to have that motivation of hitting good balls, and your parents are getting you snacks afterwards. You feel great. So just some of the things that you can go through is just some of the timing, especially if these kids are at the beginner level and they're just now getting into where kids are pitching to them and it's not a coach anymore. You kind of want to go through with some of the timing drill. Timing is the biggest part of it. And so finding motivation to get that and get that timing of where you can square a ball up is something that you can learn to do with some of a drill like this. And I think even without the bat, I had a drill, and set this bat down real quick without it falling. Just a drill right here, you snapping, and you kind of just watch that pitcher and you snap, and then as that ball comes, you snap as you hit. So you're snapping through the ball, and that way it kind of creates that timing of when you want to load back and then hit the ball is when you're timing. And that way when you grab the bat and you get up there, you already have that timing down and some of the memory of the stance down, and you're loading back and you're already hitting the ball. and you're hitting it off the wall, you're hitting doubles, you're up there screaming with your friends, and everything's great. And so I kind of want to go through some of that stuff of just, it's hitting's imperfect. There's no right or wrong way. I mean, there's some wrong things to do, but everyone has a personal way that they do things, and whatever works for them works. But I do know you do want to stand shoulder width apart, and you want to have your hands back a little bit, and make sure you get that load, that stride, that front foot down, and then you want to explode that backhand, your back leg, as your hands are coming through, and explode through that baseball and go all the way through. Remember to hit that ball right after that first ball, and that way you can celebrate with everything, and hopefully, start hitting balls out of the park, hitting balls off the wall. So that's kind of just some of the small stuff that you can do of just watching yourself and kind of going through the swings and just kind of getting the timing down. It's like a dance, just really staying in rhythm and doing all that. So that is my presentation, and thank you for watching, Professor. Hope everything is well. Hope you're doing well in this crazy time, and thank you guys.